Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the tangle Pea-Fea from CZT Amelie Liao. I hope I pronounced that all correctly. All right. This is it's another neat one, another versatile one. It starts off with some spirals, some print tops. And let's see, how do I want to do? I think I'll go diagonal. Let's do that. And so, okay, so here's my debate. Starting on the inside or the outside? I'm going to start on the inside. Well, I didn't intend to do it that big, but okay. Pen. There we go. And so what you're going to do is, do one, separate it, with however much space you want. Let's see if I can get 3 on here. I'll have them be graduatingly smaller, or something. All right, then. Oh, I'm okay. I was like, why is that pen funny? Oh, I'm using the bent one. Then, right up the center. Center of the top, straight-ish line, meeting the one above it, or the one below it, depending on which way you want to go. I'm going to just take this one off the page. Then, and I have been doing it this way, but I'm going to do something different than when I was playing with it. I think it'll be easier, actually. So, I'm going to use the takeoff and land concept. And that is where I'm going to trace over a little bit of what's here, and that's like the runway. So then we take off, and then we're kind of come up and land on the top. This is it could be either just a straight C-shaped curve line, or a little bit of an S in there. I'm going to try to throw a little bit of an S in there. So I'm taking off here. I'm going to extend a little bit past because, and this is why I should have switched the pen. Oh well. And then on the other side, that's okay. It was like, as you could see, it was like dragging. There we go. All right. And same thing again. That's better. And one more time. Like that. Cute. Then, from the print top, we'll call it, because that's what it looks like. Just some straight lines, kind of fanning out. I just realized, I've kind of had a theme, at least the last 2 days, because yesterday's, if you're following day to day, was Fanella, and that one, it was different, of course, but, we were fanning out with these straight lines. So, we've already got the center line done, which, would have done anyway, and then just fanning out. I'm turning my tile so I can see the line before a little bit better. And how, exactly how it ends up is going to depend on your shape. Some of mine, some of mine in my step out and in my playing were, I hugged the print top a little bit too much. It's not too much. I hugged it more than I did here. That's a better way to say it. And so it just comes off a little bit different. And what's neat is that, that's kind of how we put our own flair on it, depending on, how we do this shape. Or what the pen decides it's going to do. I'm going to go ahead and do this side as well. So what's neat about this, and in my version of the step out, my last box I kind of played, and so I put the spirals. I was imagining that like I had a string line, and I just placed these at different points, and made it kind of curvy, and it turns out really neat. So it doesn't have to be in a straight line. Actually, if you take a look at the description section at the For More Inspiration link, you will see Amelie's step out as well as her samples. And she has some other really neat ideas for how to use this. Um, you could do it as a fill-in where you don't have them alternate. That was one of the things that she did. Um, Having them go in opposite directions. You could use it as a fill-in that way if you wanted to. So really, really neat tangle. And all right, shading. I kind of like this, and well, I'm not going to look back. I don't believe that. I don't know if she gave us much in the way of shading ideas, which is okay. We just use our imagination. But I'm going around the print-top, and I'm using different tortillon. There we go. I have a little bit of I have a newer one started here. It's like if I can just keep the the tip that nice. So try to use it on its side, as to not you don't want to do it like this because then you just jam all that in. But using it on its side more, and maybe I'm thinking too, not pushing too hard as I'm pushing this way, so it's not collapsing that. Because it's just, if you don't know, it's just rolled up paper. And that way it doesn't collapse it like, well, this is a really old one, but, like that. They're still good. Yeah, I like that. Well, here's what's neat about, oh, you know what? I think I'm going to do it. What's neat about this, as all of a sudden now it's looking like this has sunk down. And I was debating I'm going to use what's left on my tortillon first here. And since this is such a small tip, I can very carefully, oh yes, add some graphite. It does help every once in a while to get rid of what's on the tip, just to wipe it off a little bit. And why not use it? And because I'm working small, I'm going to add some more because it needs it. Because I'm working small, I don't want to have graphite remorse and have too much, because in order to have it look like anything, you have to have some of the natural tile color there, so that way it will create an illusion or an effect. And this one too, of course, you don't have to shade if you didn't want to. You could too, and I don't know if she did this on hers. Well, I'm gonna pull it up here. I usually, there it is. Oh yeah, she did some. Oh yeah, where she did one of her samples kind of combines a little diva dance in there, but that's as a side tangle. Oh, and one of them she did where she just left that center line, and that was it, and that looks kind of neat. Here, what else I'm thinking is, and she did do one. You could fill in sections if you wanted to. You could turn this into a reticula, and depending on how big you do it, I think that looks really, really neat. It gives it some interesting depth and curve, and really neat. I was thinking also you could use the graphite in the print top and then bring it out, because then that would really sink that down. But I like it, and I hope you do too. What a neat tangle. And if you enjoyed it, would love to have you click the like button. And while you're at it, if you have not subscribed yet, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. Feel free to share it, leave comments, all of that. I appreciate any and all of those activities, as it helps with the algorithm. So if you enjoyed it, you'd like other people to see it, that helps get it helps the computers to spread the word. So I mentioned the description section for the step outs. Also in the description section, ways to connect with me if you would like. I have a link to my website where you'll see that I do classes. They're online, almost twice a week, just depends on the week. A lot of them are free. In fact, my Thursday classes, I call it Tangle Time, where we might take a tangle like this, and it could be two. Just depends on the tangle, and have fun with it. It's a great time. So would love to have you join us. I do have some that are paid they're a little bit more, sometimes more in depth, sometimes project oriented. Sometimes it's just really doing a deep dive into, uh, different aspects of Zentangle and the Zentangle method. Um, so join us sometime. And if you're on Facebook, I have a link to my page. So if you want to follow me there, and if you'd like to hang out with a bunch of wonderfully crazy Tangle addicts, we would love to have you. Um, we have a private Facebook group. There are membership questions in order to gain entry, so just letting you know that. But we have, it's an extension of the fun that we have on that Tangle time. And some people, because of time zone and whatnot, they aren't necessarily able to join us all the time. So it's even more fun on there. We have really such a beautiful community has developed over the last few years. It's just remarkable. So would love to have you join us. And with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.